approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Outcasted OC back again, and we've got the full crew with us this time, and special guest VanVleet is back with us, and we are.
So
how we all doing? Yeah, we love Van here. How we all doing, guys?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to keep up for the life of me with all this wrestling pay-per-views going on lately.
So much content, literally so much.
There's a lot
Y'all
going
already
on.
know how I'm doing. We've done better in life.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully Money in the Bank will be a nice break from all the drama going on for you there. But let's dive in. Let's get these predictions going. So we have a lot smaller of a card. So I think we just go from the non-actual ladder matches because that's going to be the main bulk of our predictions. So I think I'm going to start nice and easy of going Lyra Valkyrie versus Becky Lynch. And we have, obviously, the two Becky Lynch stands at the bottom here. So I'm going to go to them first of G. What's your feelings on this one? Who you got?
Man, I love my girl, Becky Lynch, but Lyra is incredibly growing on me at the moment. I am loving the promo she's doing on Raw. The way she come out on Monday, literally called Becky out and was like, get out here and say it to my bloody face rather than doing it backstage. It was great. I loved it. It was good. She's really, really growing on me. And we've seen Becky be champ multiple times. I wouldn't be opposed to her being champ again, but I think I want Lyra to retain on this one. I really do. I'm really enjoying the work that she's doing with that belt. Considering she was given the belt, she won the bout, and then she didn't do much for a bit, and then she now is defending it, having these feuds with Becky. I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, I want Lyra to retain. I'd like to see her be champ for a bit longer.
Nah, 100% valid. Totally like that. Court, you got the same sentiment, or you slightly varying? Oh, okay.
Of course it doesn't.
My answers today are probably going to be really short because I'm not feeling 100%. I've been sick for the last couple of days, so my brain power is at a minimal.
You're fine, don't worry.
That's why
I'm just glad you're here. We're glad you're here.
I do think Becky Lynch will be winning this. I do think that we are going to potentially maybe see Bayley coming out and setting up a triple threat for the IC title at Evolution or at Night of Champions. I do think it deserves to be maybe at Evolution because that's a bigger stage for all three of the ladies. I don't think if we have Lyra and Becky both win a match each, I don't think we're done with it just yet. I think we're going to get maybe a best of 3 series. So
yeah,
I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah,
because they haven't referenced Bayley since she got taken out at WrestleMania. So it'll be interesting to see how she kind of comes back into the fold.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of people who've got the same sentiment as you there, that a lot of people believe Bayley's going to get involved, either if that means Lyra retains or Becky finds the opportunity of Bayley coming out to try and help Lyra. Becky steals the belt. I've seen a lot of those as well. Van, what's your thoughts on this one?
I won't lie. There just absolutely none of me cared about Lyra Valkyria as a performer until this feud. I mean, there as the Wise Santi Zap once said, there's no such thing as a bad Lyra Valkyria match. That has always been true. But I just, as a character, I just could not care about her for the longest time until Becky Lynch turned heel, and Lyra really came into her own as a performer, not just in ring but also as a character. So I have been so locked in with her as a babyface recently. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me, brother. Becky Lynch is winning that title. Lyra's gonna have to raise her hand, and it's gonna be awesome.
Fair. No, I love the fact you did that. It's not gonna work for me, brother, because that meme has been going on for so long with Becky now. It's actually crazy because it works into her heel.
I think it's really stupid, just in general, people that actually feel that way. But as a joke, it's hilarious.
Oh yeah. But it also what people don't realize is that helps her, especially with her heel work right now. That is 100%. The biggest thing for her. If you're gonna compare her to arguably one of the most hated guys for constantly being champion, she's gonna play into that, being like, yeah, cool, that sound, I'll take that, and she's ran with it. Yeah, Reese, what are your thoughts? Are you a lot of the same of the guys here, or?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Becky on this one as well. I do think Bailey's probably going to be coming out and interfering on this. There is a side of me where I think it would be pretty cool and interesting where Becky and Bailey like are both heels, and like, but Bailey like kind of forgives her and like says, "I agree. I don't like all these like up and coming people coming about." I think that would be really
That
interesting.
would be really cool.
It'd be kind of like a bit of a two-man power trip, like back in the day with like Stone Cold and Triple H. I'd love to see that. I do think we'll be getting a best of three. So like we're going to be getting the rematch at Evolution or SummerSlam, one of the two, where Lyra does eventually retain the title, or it goes over to Bailey. I do agree with the triple threat thing. That would be interesting. I think we're just going to be putting the title on Bailey here simply just because, you know, Becky, Intercontinental Champion, add it to the wish list that I'm sure she's probably got. Yeah, I mean, I think this is like the best time, if any, to give Becky the title. It doesn't have to be a long one. Doesn't have to be like kind of like her NXT title run. It doesn't have to be like, you know, historically like long and like ageless. You know, just give her a bit of a run. Give Lara the rub by, you know, giving her an amazing match. Which, by the way, I think this is probably going to be the best match on the card. I am including the Money in the Bank matches as well. I'm looking forward to this match the most. I totally think that Becky Lynch is winning this match. If she doesn't, I'll be very surprised, because if she doesn't, what's the need for the third match?
I think
I was like Lyra.
I think quickly piggybacking off what you're saying, I think having Becky win the title, while people will be disappointed, Lyra didn't get an opportunity to chase the title properly. She obviously, you know, won it in terms of the tournament contenders, and then obviously she was in the final. So you didn't really get to see her have that chase for the title. So I feel like the work that she's doing with Becky Lynch could be really good in terms of like helping her. But if you take the title off with her and then you give her an opportunity to chase for that title, like Cody Rhodes chase for the title, some people, their strengths are shown in moments where they're going after a title, not when they're already a champion. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I totally agree. And like to piggyback off what you were saying as well,
help to establish her as like, okay, she's actually like a genuine threat to people when it comes to titles. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And like to add on what you were saying as well, like Becky Lynch has really brought the best out in Lyra. I've really been invested in what she's got to say. I think her promo work has improved as well. I mean, she doesn't have much potential. Like in the past of like promo, she hasn't had that much time on the microphone. Apart from like the best example I can think of is the feud that she kind of had with Roxanne back in NXT, where Roxanne wasn't a great promo either back then, and they kind of fell flat. But Lyra's gotten better. Like she's gotten a bit of an edge to her. She's no longer just I'm here and happy and Irish. Like it's like she's got a bit of an edge to her where she bites back at Becky when Becky says some horrible stuff to her. Lyra's right there to say something back. It's cool to see.
Yeah. I'm actually with G on this one. I think Lyra retains, and the logic I have behind this is Bailey is going to come out to help save Lyra, make Lyra retain, but then Bailey is going to state, "I told you not to trust Becky. You knew I was injured. You knew I was sidelined. We should have scrapped the match out of respect for each other. But you know what? I've helped you here, so you can help me with something. Give me a one-on-one as a favor because I helped you. Give me a one-on-one match, Evolution, for that belt. So that way we can, like, you know, out of respect, out of courtesy for what all this bullshit's gone, I'll look past it if you give me a title shot at Evolution." And that's where I see that going. So I think Lyra's going to retain.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can see that side of it.
Yeah, it's one of the only matches.
It's a 50-50, you know.
Yeah.
There's two different ways this match could go. And either way, we wouldn't be too mad because I don't mind Becky holding it. I don't mind Lyra holding it.
Same.
As long as the story works after, I don't mind which way this goes.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing I was going to say here. This match is the one that I can't really predict that much because either way, the storyline should be good. It's just I kind of don't want Bailey to be forgotten about in this scenario. I think there is a place for her definitely in this story, and I don't want a situation where she's just pushed out again like it was with Mania. I know obviously there was reasons for all of that. I get it, but you can't keep doing it to Bailey like that. And I think Bailey really shines in these very intense storylines, chasing for the belt, like Courtney was saying. Give her that Cody Rhodes style of chasing after the dream, chasing after the belt. Make Bailey build back up that way again, and you're going to have a perfect story out of it. But we'll have to see, obviously, where it goes. But yeah, I'm sticking with Lyra. I think Lyra retains. So, speaking of tag teams and situations of rivalries and friends, we are now going to go into Reese's favorite wrestler of all time, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
So, Reese, what do you want to talk about with this match?
Anything but this. Honestly, this is where I start to miss R-Truth when it comes to this match. I think this should probably should have been a six-man affair, possibly. I think R-Truth should have been on Team Cody and Jay.
Facts.
Yeah.
I don't know who you would have put on Cena's team with Logan, but like, you know, I mean, I'm not a booker, so you figure it out.
Travis Scott, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Travis Scott. Yeah, screw it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. The
Well,
Rock.
apparently there was rumors that Travis Scott was meant to be in this match. So it was apparently originally meant to be John Cena and Travis versus Jay and Cody. Because obviously Cody was going to get the clap back for Travis doing the slap to him. That's where the angle was going to go in.
Yeah.
But Travis apparently pulled out last minute because he still thinks he's not ready enough in the ring, even though he's been training with Booker T.
It's a really good decision he's made. What a self-aware guy to realize we don't want him.
No, Courtney,
So
you think that until he main event SummerSlam.
I won't be
I'm not gonna
watching.
lie though, like I
won't be
think that's quite refreshing.
No,
I think that's quite refreshing for a celebrity who isn't just there to be there. Like he's like, no, I'm not ready. Like I want to be good enough.
And that's what I was going to say. Like I understand people don't like him, don't want him there, don't think he has the right place in the storyline and stuff. But having a celebrity come forward and be like, look, I'm not here for the cash out. Like I actually give a shit about the wrestling. I don't think I'm ready enough in the ring to at least do this yet. Like. Fair play to the guy if that's genuinely actual facts, because obviously dirt sheets, all of that, can't always believe what they say.
It's okay because we've got Logan Paul and he's still humble, remember?
Yeah, he's still
humble. And I also think Logan's going to be the one who is pinning Cody Rhodes. I think John Cena and Cody Rhodes are winning this match.
I also think John Cena and Logan are winning this.
I think there is a universe where, because John Cena's been going on about you got beat by a YouTuber. He's emphasizing that over the past couple of months and stuff like that. I think there's a universe where John Cena does the damage or he cheats to win and then tags in Logan to make the pin.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a side to that where I think they can build on a bit of a story heading into SummerSlam.
I could see that angle you're going with there, and it does make sense if they play into that. But I am gonna flip it. I'm the opposite. I think Jey Uso is going to get a win over on Cena, and I think it's going to lead to a champion versus champion match, because who was the person that originally stopped Cena from even getting close to the belt when it came to the Rumble?
Yeah, that's true.
So my logic is either Night of Champions or building into a champion versus champion match, and then obviously whoever wins Money in the Bank has the perfect opportunity there to catch in on both people.
I was just going to say as well, it depends what order the matches go in tonight, because remember on Saturday night, both the champions are there.
Yeah, both champions are there straight after. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I can see Van shaking his head in upsetness, so I'm gonna go to Van.
I can't do this anymore. WWE is pissing me off. We're not doing this whole Money in the Bank pay-per-view just to set up a dang super mega Saudi championship match between John Cena and Jey Uso. I can't do this anymore. No, Ross, I need you to be wrong, Ross, because if this entire tag team match is solely to set up a Saudi Crown Jewel championship match, I'm going to lose it.
I don't want it to be right, but that's how I see the booking.
You wanted it to be, but if you just spoke that into existence, I'm never coming on this.
I haven't I haven't manifested this. This is me dealing with the past 4 years of them doing Saudi shows and building this shit up like it. Because look at Gunther and Cody. What was last year's situation? Both were champions.
Every night he sits in bed and goes, Cody versus Cena at Saudi.
You're not
That's
meant
what
to
I
say
want to
that,
talk
Jay.
about.
But
Dude,
as
you're not meant to tell them. God, that was in private. God, Jay.
but
The
because of-
irony isn't lost on me, by the way. Like the irony is totally not lost on me of them setting up a Saudi match on a pay-per-view called Money in the Bank.
Money Bank. Yep.
They got
I'm
lots
glad
of
you
that.
got that. I'm glad
Yeah.
you got where I'm going with that.
Well, I because of how humble I am, and because of how much of a massive Logan Paul fan I am, I just can't see Logan pinning Cody Rhodes. Cody just came back. I just don't see him losing his first match back. I don't think they're going to make Jay take a pin the night before he has a match with Gunther, or 2 nights or whatever. I feel like Logan has to be the one that takes the pin here. I would be down for Cena to take the pin. I don't think that hurts him necessarily, because he's going against 2 world champions, and
Yes.
we all know Cena's there as the bad guy who can't go like he used to and wins because he cheats. I had the thought of like we could have Dwayne show up, but I don't even want that anymore.
No.
I don't even want that anymore. He's going to be like, the guys told me they needed to sell more tickets for Money in the Bank, so I figured I'd show up and do something and have no intention of actually doing anything with it.
The crash out
That's
is
why
real.
we've only got 4 matches. The 5th one.
Yeah, they gotta save the last.
Talking
They gotta,
for an hour.
yeah, they got to save the last hour for The Rock to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
He's gonna come out, do this crazy thing that we're going, oh my gosh, The Rock's a genius. The Rock's a genius. Oh my gosh, and then do absolutely nothing with it.
He's going to talk about how excited he is for WrestleMania next year to be in New Orleans because he's not tapped into what's going on. And then everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, do you know what that whole tapped in thing like rings so well today because that clip of Hornswoggle talking to VanVleet came up on my TikTok today about how he thought that Hornswoggle was a Make-A-Wish kid and he didn't know he actually works at the company.
The Rock's been so useless this year. He didn't even want to pay off the WrestleMania announcement. That's how useless he's been this year. But despite the crash out, I'm gonna go with Cody and Jay here. I just don't see. I don't see it.
Boo! Logan's gonna come off the top rope hitting a frog splash, going
I know.
yeet
It
onto
does
Jey
pain me
Uso.
because as the most humble man in the room, how can I be so great and still be humble? I get it. Me and Logan are just on the same wavelength. But I can't back my boy this time.
Have you actually listened to the lyrics of the song? Humble?
It's such a good.
They're so
Yeah, I've
it
actually
is.
learnt the lyrics to the
I
song.
genuinely hate how good it is.
It's a fucking banger.
How can it be so good? Look at this, still humble. I love it.
So cool. I could see the frustration boiling up with you over the past few days as well of these matches. So come on, let's hear it out. This is your moment to just crash out with all the rest of us.
No, I'm not crashing out. I already did. I'm not a massive fan of the fact that the world titles are now being consumed in a tag match for the 3rd year in a row. That annoys me more than anything else. A couple of years ago, it was in London. Last year, it was with Cody. This year, it's with obviously Jay and Cena. And like, I get it. If you don't want to book tag, like, you know, individual singles matches for the titles, but something like this, we would need a match like this instead of a tag match to help pad out that card a little bit. I can't tell you the last time a world title for the men's side was represented at Money in the Bank, and that goes to show that I don't fucking know because they haven't done it in like 3 or 4 years. I'm just annoyed by that. It's lazy booking for me.
No,
You've got all these events
Courtney,
coming up. What's that?
I will say that the Roman and Solo versus the Usos is nowhere near comparable to this in last year.
Oh no,
No.
yeah.
It's awesome.
No.
That
But
was
the
dope.
fact that the world titles have been consumed in tag matches for 3 years in a row, it's just lazy to me.
Yeah.
Like you've got so many events going, you've got so many people, you could have had some number 1 contendership matches built up for this.
I wouldn't even be opposed to having such a big pay-per-view with no world title matches on it.
Yeah,
They
I'd
could
rather
have
them not be there.
very easily have made that tag match into something else for a different bout.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've got no interest in this match. I don't give a shit about it. I follow what Van says. I think, Cody coming back, he's not going to lose.
I think I have a lot of the same sentiment with you as well about like the world championships being put in tag teams. Why the fuck do we have tag team champions and actual genuine tag teams not put on the same card, but we're going to put our world champions into makeshift tag teams and make them have a tag match? It like make it make sense. If you're not going to
last time in LA, brother, got to sell that merch.
Yeah, but if you're gonna have Cena, this is the thing. If you're gonna have Cena do his last time at different places, I'm sorry, so many people are gonna be pissed the fuck off that they're gonna have him do his 5 moves of doom and that's it. Like, you've gave the people in LA a tag match with him. I get they're gonna try and play that into, oh, but he's doing it to ruin wrestling because that's his whole thing now. I'd rather him go against someone that's actually quite decent in the ring and him squash someone in the ring. I'd rather him do that than do a tag match.
Well, I mean, they had the perfect opportunity with multiple people to set up. They had AJ Styles. They wanted to set it up. It looks like they've got no plans for an AJ Styles John Cena match this year. They had CM Punk. They could have done something with him, but they obviously didn't want to do that. So I don't take the we didn't have time. Bro, you're planning WrestleMania 42 right fucking now and we don't know where it is. Yeah. And you want to sit there and tell a sick woman you don't have time.
I am very surprised.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being serious. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Honestly, I'm very surprised that they didn't do anything with CM Punk this year versus Cena. I mean, they had no plans to put him in the Money in the Bank match, so
I don't
really see the
fact that they're doing this whole 8 pay-per-views in the span of 8 weeks. Like, that is the problem. Like, you don't have time to book meaningful John Cena feuds or meaningful anyone feuds when they have they're supposed to have 6 different major matches in the span of 8 weeks. It's not realistic, and it's the whole trying to cross broadcast with AEW or whatever else. It's exhausting.
But the thing is, I understand healthy competition against each other, but you're turning it into unhealthy. The fact of WWE right now, their logic is we're going to pump every single show possible we can out and have as much involvement as we can all across there to screw over the competition is quite disgusting in the way you're doing business. If you just put 2 shows on the same time, I completely get that. But fans are going to pick which ones they want. Don't try and force me to have to consume so much all in the span of the same time because you're just hurting your own promotion. Because I'm not being funny. You've just acquired AAA. And you've made AAA come across like an afterthought to Money in the Bank. Where, for me, I love a lot of the Lucha Libres that are in AAA. Vikingo is one of my all-time favorites. He is one of the best high flyers I have ever seen in the ring. And he's just won the AAA championship. And you originally teased he was going to defend the AAA championship. So you've scratched that because you spoilt the AAA championship match because he who shall not be named was the original AAA champion and WWE has that person's been banned.
That makes me think you want Alberto Del Rio to go as the world champion. That's what I'm hearing.
No. As I said, what I'm saying is WWE really fucked up their programming and made AAA look really bad because they already spoiled Vikingo was going to win the AAA championship from their AAA match because they showed Chad Gable and him originally advertised to defend the belt. So my logic, because I hadn't watched AAA yet and no one else did when they announced that, I thought Alberto got kicked out of the company because they said they have released him. And he was going to he just got relinquished the belt and it was given to Vikingo. No, they actually had a match. Vikingo won the match. So that was underwhelming for me because I'm like, cool, the match was good, but I knew he was going to win now. And now we're not having it be defended. So why advertise it was going to be defended to then completely scrap that anyway and spoil AAA? Like, this is what I mean by their booking at the moment and their way they're doing
said something about it still being for the title on Monday, right?
No.
I thought Chad said he was going to win the championship on Monday.
I mean, if they put it back up, but they made it sound like they weren't. Like the last advertisement I saw where they were still highlighting AAA and all through Monday Night Raw, it didn't speak about the AAA belt under Vikingo and Gable. I mean, if they are perfect, that fixes a lot of my problems. But my original point with this is you're doing sporadic books so many things so fast, you're screwing over your own companies. Like you've bought AAA, you've just bought AAA news. NXT is now getting hindered because you're now trying to push so much for NXT as well with this Worlds Collide, and you've had to quickly sporadically change the card because you've had people injured because you're rushing them to do other matches and everything like that. Like Joaquin Wilde got pulled from the match because he's been injured. And it just does my head in that companies can't just sit there and be like, look, we're going to put our show on, you're going to put your show on, let the fans watch. Not we're going to put it on the exact same time and steal viewership. Like, just dumb.
Whoa, that was a lot to take in, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got lost on some of those points. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say that was
agree.
there was a heavy, there was a heavy load.
We lost
there.
the point. We lost the point.
I don't remember what match we were on. I won't lie.
Oh, that was a lot. Hey, we were on the tag team match.
Yeah,
that's why. Who cares?
Yeah, my whole point was obviously like going on about how we were saying the amount of consumption of like content right now and how they're wrestling and how they're booking everything and how world champions are now being put in tag matches. It hinders their booking. And then I was making the point of they're also pushing so much booking out. It's now hindered booking even more because, like as Courtney said, they had AJ Styles, they had AJ Styles and John Cena be slightly teased. They had CM Punk, John Cena be teased. But because they're rush booking, they're not doing those storylines. They're like, oh, but that's not going to sell tickets, so we're gonna throw it away. And it sucks to see that happening.
I don't know what world they're living in where they don't think John Cena versus AJ Styles wouldn't sell tickets.
Exactly. Same with CM Punk. Sorry, same with CM Punk.
Cena and Logan will be the Night of Champions match. I hope y'all know.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be. But I'm gonna go on to better things anyway. Like once we carry on with this,
please.
Jay, obviously your quick thoughts on this match. Who did you have?
I already said.
Did you?
Logan and Cena.
Oh, okay, cool. I was just making sure everyone's
so humble.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go on to better things. My match of the night, and arguably I think the strongest match of the whole card, is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
This is the match I'm most excited for. That match is so stacked.
Yeah, we have Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie McCool. I love every single person in this match. I think each of them have a place. I know certain people were kicking off the fact of certain people won over others. Things happen. Wow. End of the day. Like, speculations change, people get injured, things get rotated around. And I like the idea of the person who had been champion for so long now has found an alternative way to be a champion. I'm not against her being in the match. Same with other people. I like the fact Alexa Bliss has stated, well, I'm finally come back. I finally want to get a chance to go for the belts again. Roxanne being the fresh new face, being like, wow, I want to bring in a whole new idea to the roster. Same with Stephanie McCool. Naomi's got the whole, well, I'm the veteran. I know I can beat everyone. And it's about time that I show you how, when she's now turned heel, to be that different energy. Out of everyone in this match, it's really difficult for me. So I'm going to see what everyone else says first to kind of help me finalize mine, because I'm down to 2 as my winners. So I want to see everyone else. So, Van, we're going to start with you.
I won't lie. I think everyone in this match realistically could win.
Yeah.
There's only one person that I genuinely don't want to win, and I don't know if some of you will be upset by that, but the only person I genuinely don't want to win this match is Rhea Ripley. She doesn't need it.
I'm in agreement.
She doesn't need it. It does scare me, though, because Mommy in the Bank, that branding with TKO, that scares me.
Yeah.
We don't want to turn Rhea Ripley into a Charlotte Flair this early in her career. She still has a long way to go. Let her be over, let her be popular without force feeding her like they did Roman Reigns back in the day. I don't want Rhea to win, but she could. Alexa Bliss could win and do the whole Wyatt 6 spooky stuff. Roxanne could win. They did the same thing with Tiffy. Stephanie Valkyria could win. They could pull a Finn Balor 2016 and bring her right up and win. Naomi is in a big feud with Jade Cargill. They might want to put the championship on that. I think Naomi's earned another title at this point in her career. You could literally go with anyone in this match.
Yeah.
And my brain hurts deciding who I think is going to win.
Literally, yeah.
Don't know. It pains me that I think Alexa Bliss is on my lower end scale of who I think will win this, because I think Alexa Bliss would be a perfect Money in the Bank holder and the perfect 2-time Money in the Bank holder. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley against my better judgment. I think she's going to win. I don't want her to win, but I think she is. I think TKO is kind of the point where they're so obviously money hungry above anything else that they can't pass up the opportunity at selling Mommy in the Bank briefcases and merch, because they know they'll make so much money off of it.
I mean, Alexa Bliss could have a sick briefcase as well.
I agree, but it doesn't have the mommy branding that everyone goes crazy over.
Reese's Alexa kicked off because of us saying Alexa.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, you've said it so many times. I don't know how to help you with that."
I'm angry at myself for picking Rhea Ripley, but I at this point I have such little faith in TKO choosing something interesting and good storytelling over making money.
No, I get the points that you're coming across. I still think they could, from my side of it, I still think they could make an interesting story out of Money in the Bank, and there's still a lot of huge in that.
I'm not saying it'll be bad at all. I just think.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it'll be interesting regardless. I just think she's the least interesting out of the options.
Yeah, I get what you mean, because we've already saw her be in the title scene. We've already seen her have title rivalries, so that the fresher face to have title matches and dream matches is more what people are aiming to. So I totally get where you're coming from. G, obviously you said you're very much in agreement of not having Rhea win. So who are you aiming for to win?
So I think this match is absolutely stacked. I think there's 6 fabulous women in there, 6 really, really good, talented women. And I think this has the potential to be the match of the night, and I'm very, very excited for it. In my eyes, now don't come at me, anyone, I don't think Rhea Ripley needs it. If she does win, great, I'm not bothered. Any of these 6 women could win, and I would be absolutely fine with it, but I don't think Rhea needs it. Stephanie, Julia, and Roxanne have all just come up from NXT. Now, I know they did it with Tiffany, but I don't want to see any of them with it either. I want them to just be the great people in the match, to then be the ones that go, I'm going to come after in a different way.
Fair.
Alexa Bliss, okay, yeah, she could win. I'd be happy with that. She's just come back as well.
Help you with that.
Sorry. For me.
Well, she doesn't know how to win the match yet. She hasn't been told.
Well, she should know, to be honest. She's already been in a Money in the Bank.
We won't say that word anymore. We'll just say AB. AB could win this, and she will be great. Her branded briefcase could be phenomenal, like Bray Wyatt, Fiend inspired. It would be phenomenal. But for me, the one that sticks out in this match is Naomi. Naomi is on fire right now. Her promos, her in-ring, her everything, her heel, she is fabulous. And I just think she needs that she's getting to the point in her life now where she has said she wants to go and have a family. She wants to go and do things now. She has been in the company for 15 years? 15 years?
Yeah.
She's had the belt once. It's her time to have a second run. Naomi, I'm dead set she's gonna win.
I think that's a great call. I think it's a great call.
Yeah, valid. Cool. Who are you going for?
Selfishly, I'd love Rhea to win so I can just watch the world burn, but I'm not going to do that. I just posted a video about this before we got on, where I was talking about all the contestants and all the participants for all the Money in the Bank ladder matches, and kind of talked about like their story going into it and where I can see them falling in terms of the match. I feel like they're not going to give it to Stephanie this early. I think she needs to establish herself more on the main roster. Not to say she hasn't, but she needs to a little bit more.
Yeah, I get that.
We've had teasers with Zelina and Julia. I reckon if Julia doesn't win this, she's going to go after that US title and potentially win it, and I think she'll establish herself there. Personally, I don't see them putting it on Alexa. I'm preferring the storyline that she has with Charlotte right now. I like where that's going. It's very intriguing to me. Roxanne, there's still unfinished business there with the Judgment Day that needs more attention than Money in the Bank. Rhea is somebody who you can put her into any title picture across the entirety of the women's division, and I wouldn't bat an eye. It makes sense. She's very established. She can put herself in a title match, and I wouldn't even question it. So that leaves Naomi, which for me, I agree with G. I do think she is definitely the one going into this that has the best storyline in terms of her character. Her in-ring work is fantastic. Her promo work is fantastic. Her work on social media as a heel, continuing to keep kayfabe alive, is great. I've really enjoyed that aspect of her. Going back to what Van said about briefcases, you can advertise and sell a caution-style briefcase. You can't say they don't have one ready for her. But I think one thing that we're forgetting, and I am going to mention this now, is this would be an incredible full circle moment if she is to cash in, because she was cashed in on by Tiffany Stratton in the match with Nia Jax when Tiffany cashed in with her briefcase. If she's to cash in on Tiffany Stratton, that would be a full circle moment, and then that's how you would potentially be seeing matches with the big three at some point this year. And I mean, what better way to have a title match for the big three if Naomi is the champion and you got the baby faces of Jade and Bianca trying to take her down. So I think Naomi definitely is the one that I can see winning. I've got no faith in TKO anymore, so I mean, I can just say something and they can pick Alexa Bliss for all I know. So,
literally.
Yeah, I get that.
It is what it is.
No, I get the sentiment of TKO has really ruined a lot of people's faith in nice booking and integrity. Like a lot of us are just saying they're just trying to make money at the moment, and it's 100%. A lot of us are all feeling that, especially after the releases and stuff. But no, I love the Naomi caution that you said, because I was thinking that when we were saying about if they're going to try and do briefcase designs, and briefcase designs are going to start becoming more a thing again. I would love to see a yellow and black briefcase with the caution tape going over it.
But you can also integrate the razors as well too that she's been using as well. I think that would be a nice design. Not to say that, everyone who wins the briefcase needs to have a custom design, but I'm just saying that, it lends itself very well to...
Oh, it definitely
It's just a nice touch, isn't it? It's just a nice touch.
Yeah, it's like when Damien had Senor Money in the Bank. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tiffy making
I'm
her...
still pissed I never bought the Tiffany one, but...
Tiffany did what? Sorry, Ross.
I was saying with Tiffany doing it as the whole person, everything. I like that. Custom design and stuff. There's been loads where they've done slight customizations, and I always find them really cool when they actually do that, because it makes the briefcase more interesting. If you just have it as the standard briefcase, I'm like, yeah, cool. It's this really bright lime green case, whereas the case has been changed. This person's changed its aesthetic to match them. It's cool. Yeah, when it was purple, I was like, cool. I enjoy watching Damien carry this out every week because it's my favorite color, but also because it matches the whole gear aesthetic. I'm like, I'm here for this. Yeah. I hope they keep doing that more. But yeah, Reese, we go to you. Who are you picking for this?
I'm in two headspaces about this match. Who I want to win and who I think is going to win. I mean, Money in the Bank is right there. It's right there. And to be honest, I think this is one of these never bet against Charlotte situations. This is the thing about Money in the Bank matches. I have a take on Money in the Bank matches, and it really pisses me off. I don't want my Money in the Bank matches to be stacked. It's not the point of a Money in the Bank match. The point of a Money in the Bank is to get a load of mid-carders who need maybe a little bit of help, not getting it, get into that main event.
Yeah, I get
People who don't need people who don't need to have that little push should not be in these matches. Why is Rhea Ripley in the Money in the Bank? She's a multiple-time women's world champion. She's already in the main event. She could step into a main event match very easily. She does not need the briefcase. She does not need a helping hand to get one over on the champion. Why is Alexa Bliss in this match? Number one, she's already won the title. Number two, she's already popular as hell. Number three, she's probably going to be in the main event feud with Charlotte. I don't care. I don't want to see Alexa Bliss. She doesn't interest me. She hasn't since she's come back. I don't really understand why you don't have a Chelsea Green in this match, to be honest with you.
I'm very annoyed she's not in that match.
It pisses me off. She'd be the perfect winner of the Money in the Bank. She's a chicken shit heel who needs help to win matches because she can't get it done by herself. Perfect Money in the Bank winner right there. They're the best type of Money in the Bank winners. I understand that you've got Roxanne, Stephanie, and Julia in this match, all up-and-coming women. I think that's fantastic. That's great. It might be match of the night, but this whole stacked Money in the Bank matches takes away everything that was amazing about the Money in the Bank matches back in the day. I thought that last year, to be honest with you, when Drew won it, I was like, stupid. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this. I want it to be Naomi. I want Naomi to be winning. She's my favorite SmackDown Women's Champion of all time. I think she's fantastic. But I don't know whether to get a bet against Rhea Ripley because they've already started advertising Mommy in the Bank, and it sounds great as an advertisement. It sounds great as a merch seller. I would buy it if I was like a massive Rhea Ripley fan. Like, I am a big Rhea Ripley fan, but I'm not going to walk around with a Mommy in the Bank t-shirt.
I will.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if she does win and has a Mummy in the Bank briefcase, I probably will buy it.
Exactly.
No,
See, this is what I mean. Like, they've already sold merch, and she's not even won the match yet. So I'm going to say Rhea Ripley to win. I don't want Rhea Ripley to win. I'll be very pissed off if she does win, but it's probably going to happen.
So what I'm hearing is it's y'all's fault if Rhea Ripley wins.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
really,
hearing.
dude. Honestly,
I don't want her to win, but if she does, I'll buy the merch. You're the problem.
I don't want her to win. I want Naomi to win. But if they do create a Mummy in the Bank briefcase, I probably will buy it.
Mommy in the Bank Mattel Elite, Mommy in the Bank briefcase, Mommy in the Bank t-shirts, everything.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it is what it is.
So, my big hot take here is they picked Rhea because the person who was meant to win in that match obviously audibly got changed because an injury happened. Yeah, no, I'm just saying there was two other people in that match with her and Rhea. It turned into a one-on-one. Obviously, get well Zoe, but that massively changes a lot of things. And people, they're going to go with obviously someone they can bank on that is going to show up, going to do the more extreme stuff. They're not going to put Kyrie in that situation straight away. I know for a fact they weren't going to let Kyrie win, which sucks for me. No,
yeah, they should have.
Hear me out. The reason they weren't going to is because she's only just came back after a really bad wrist injury that took her nearly a year out.
I know.
So they weren't going to risk, hey, by the way, here's ladders. You're going to collapse and land into all these random objects. You hit your wrist dodgy, you're back out again. Can't really risk that if you're going to be a briefcase holder. So the safest one to go with was picking Rhea, which I understand why they've done that. For me, I wanted Kairi Sane to win that match when it was, all three of them there. But I knew as soon as the injury happened, what was going to happen and swap it over. And I'm fine if Rhea wins. As I said, I think there's a new aspect to it. I like the idea of she's tried to do it her normal way. She's tried to do the normal, I'm in the main event, I'll go for the champion shot and call out EO, and has had matches against them and still lost. So I like the idea of now she's doubting herself. Maybe she feels like she needs the briefcase to get the relevancy back and get the confidence back. That's how I'm seeing the story angle play through for Rhea. So I'm not against it. She's not my pick to win, but I can see a lot of the argument of why it makes sense booking wise for her to be in that match. I 100% agree with what you're saying, Reese, though, for a lot of the other girls that are in there. These girls are stacked. They've just been signed because they are fresh, hot talent from NXT. Yes, they haven't established themselves in the main roster, but we're not stupid. Roxanne is incredible. So is Stephanie. So is Julia. You've just signed all three of those girls to move up to the main roster. You're throwing in straight into the potential biggest opportunity of their careers, and it can make them sink or swim. So I don't like the fact they're there. I'd rather, as you said, some of the mid-card girls being there. I know Zelina Vega's got the belt, but I think a Zelina Vega would have been better. A Chelsea Green is 100%. They should have put Chelsea Green in this scenario. And Michin and BFAB would have been very interesting if Michin had the opportunity. Because how many times has Michin gone for Chelsea Green, went for Nia Jax? They had a lot of rivalries going on there. Same with Tiffy. Michin hasn't forgot what Tiffany Stratton was doing to her when they were getting involved with the Nia Jax stuff. So there were those goals I would have had. But out of everyone in this, I hate to do it, but I think I'm the exact same as everyone else. Naomi makes the most logical sense in this whole match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like I'd if any other girl, like pretty much any girl on this won, I'd be okay with it as long as it made sense. But Naomi, for me, is the strongest I'd have to pick in these scenarios. As we said, 15 years long, she deserves another title shot. The first time she had the title belt, she made it absolutely work. Added the extra details of making the glow belt, all of that. I'd love to see like a caution version of the belt, and she's got like all the designs.
Honestly, man, best SmackDown Women's Champ there's been. Like when the brand split happened, it was great.
She was great, and yeah, I'd love to see it again. Especially like her run in TNA as well when she was getting championship opportunities there and doing the matches there. She was great in TNA. She can hold a belt. She can hold down the division. So yep. I'd have faith in her holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. So that's who I'm going with. I am going to preference this one because this men's one, we are going to have a lot of aggression and a lot of annoyance. Pretty much all of us in agreement for the men's one. I'm very upset certain people aren't in this match.
I'm done talking about it. I'm just giving you my response of who's going to win it. I'm not talking about it any further. I don't have I feel like I've been shouting into a void for a very long time, and I'm sick of things not happening for certain people. So I'm not even going to give the attention it deserves.
We're in the same point because I saw your video on it, and I was like, I don't even need to make mine now because Courtney said everything I needed to say with certain talent being just completely forgotten about.
I got told this morning that I need to stop jumping on bandwagons and liking people for the fact that they're just likable for the past week or so. I mean, I've liked Carrion for a long time, so I don't know where that come from.
I was gonna say you liked Carrion as soon as he debuted, even when he was doing the weird mask and stuff that Vince tried to put him in. You were like, I still like him coming out with Scarlett and having the weird Mysterio.
I literally have one of Scarlett's OG t-shirts. That's how long I've liked them for. Yeah,
exactly. Like this is the thing that annoys me. Like Carrion put himself over Mania because it was his hometown. He was going to make content. It makes sense why he would do that. So he gives back his hometown at least something. He has organically put himself over. To have people say, oh, he's shit or he doesn't deserve a Money in the Bank. No, he does because he deserves the spotlight and he deserves an opportunity to show his character he's been portraying. He's being the devil's advocate. He's putting people a different perspective. I love the story details Carrion does. Changes his hair to match any guy that he's trying to build a rivalry. Speaks to them with mannerisms that not only puts a different perspective for them, but also tells them, look, going and being a heel or doing what needs to be done isn't a bad thing. And I like that kind of, I'm going to predict and change what happens. Because we had that. Look when he spoke to Shinsuke. What happened with Shinsuke? Look what happened with AJ when AJ went to the darker place. All of that stuff. Carrion knew what he was doing, and it's been great. And it sucks that he's not got the opportunity to hit like a whole TikTok Money in the Bank briefcase with like the hourglass on it. And like what I think would have been such a sick detail. I know it would have been so much effort to do it, but if Carrion was in it, the briefcase, when he knew he was getting closer to cashing in, if you notice the hourglass started losing its sand on
cool.
the briefcase.
Really cool.
Yeah, it would have been awesome, man.
Like there's so much stuff you could do with him for free, and it pisses me off because he's just the most over. But same with Sami Zayn. the underdog in that storyline. You could have had him in the Money in the Bank, and it would have been very interesting because that's one thing Sammy has always said. Organically, he wants to be a world champion. He wants to do it his way. Money in the Bank briefcase is a way he could do it, and they've just fucked that out. They've just thrown it away. But go on, Van.
I have two thoughts about that. One, I will not claim to be a bandwagon Karrion Kross fan because I won't lie. I still don't really care about him.
Valid.
I do respect the fact that he got himself over, and I think he's done a lot better things since the Final Testament got yeeted. So I will say that's why I wanted him in the match, because of the fact he's gotten over and the fact he's getting a response, and people are crying out to see more of him, especially since the Final Testament stuff.
Yeah.
Because we all suffered through the New Day and Final Testament feud that did absolutely nothing for no one.
Yeah.
But I don't even. What was the second thing you said? I don't even remember. I won't lie.
Sami Zayn being also forgotten.
I think Sami Zayn as a character does not work with Money in the Bank, and because Sami Zayn isn't. He is this moral high ground. You don't do that because I used to do that, and that's bad. So you shouldn't do that because I understand. It's so annoying. Because
Sami
Zayn is not a Money in the Bank character. Sami Zayn is a win it straight up kind of guy.
See, but the thing is, I get that argument, but also at the same time, I could see it as the underdog, everyone underestimating him, and he does it as being the hero to stop like someone like a Seth or someone that's destroying wrestling right now, because that's the story angle they're going with. Sami Zayn might turn heel now because he is pissed off the fact CM Punk let Seth beat him and still get involved, and like El Grande winning as well. Like, yeah, that's the whole. I can't even be fucking asked.
Sammy fucking sucks, man. I've not been invested in Sami Zayn since the match in Montreal with Roman. I can't stand his character. I really don't think that he deserves this moral high ground bullshit. I think every single thing that he says that comes out of his mouth every single week makes me want to scratch my own earlobes out. Like it's disgusting. I cannot deal with him. It really pisses me off. Like I'm not invested in Sami Zayn whatsoever. Whenever he's in a match, he has a decent match, but I always think, I can't be dealing with him. I really cannot be asked. His whole character is, I'm your best friend. Let's fight together. Like, I hate it so much. It's false. It's fake. It's horrible. I don't even know if he's trying to come off as false and fake, but that's what it feels like.
Who do you think's winning, Reese? Who do you think's winning?
Yeah, I was going to say.
El Grande Americano.
Oh, God.
Yeah!
If anybody, nobody needs the win apart from El Grande Americano.
What?
And I tell you that this is how it should happen.
As your resident American here, 3 words: El Grande Americana is get the win, and it's going to be amazing.
I don't want
listen, this is how it should happen. No, I don't care. This is how it's going to go down, right? El Grande Americano grabs the briefcase. He takes off his mask and goes, "It was me, Chad Gable, this whole time." Everyone's shocked. Everyone pretends to be shocked, especially Pat McAfee. Chad Gable has the Money in the Bank briefcase. How is that not a good thing? Tell me how Chad Gable holding the Money in the Bank briefcase is not good.
Don't say that. I met him.
I want a whole dilemma over the next few months of Chad Gable figuring out how he's going to cash in the contract, because he's not the Money in the Bank holder. El Grande Americano is. So he's like, I can't cash in and be a world champion because El Grande Americano has a briefcase, not me. And so I think that could be really fun banter. Like, regardless.
I could get what you're saying as a comedic.
There's so many people in this match. Fuck this match, by the way. There's so many people in this match that just does not need to be in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Fuck this match. Like, that's
let's go on one person at a time, Ross. Like, who is in this match?
Solo Sikoa.
Doesn't need it.
LA Knight.
I don't care about LA Knight holding that briefcase. He's not getting anywhere near the world title.
Stop it.
Penta.
That's outrageous.
Penta does not need the title. He's not going to be anywhere near the main event scene right now.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, are you joking? No.
I think that'd be cool.
Andrade.
Andrade? Why is Andrade there?
And then El Grande Americano. Do you want to know why there's 3 luchadors? Do you want to know why there's 3 luchadors in the men's?
Cause Mexico World Collide.
What worlds collides before? Let's
Reese,
put
I
more
will say,
Mexicans.
You were the same guy that was like, the Money in the Bank the match is for it's for mid carders. It's for people that need an extra edge. And then next sentence, why is Andrade in this match?
The main
Solo
mid
Sikoa.
carder.
Solo Sikoa is not a mid carder. Seth Rollins is not a mid carder. Andrade is barely a mid carder. Well, what I want to see in the Money in the Bank match is someone who is established but is in the mid card and needs that one extra little bit of a push. I do not see a universe where Andrade gets that Money in the Bank briefcase. No, there's no way. There's no way that happens, right? Like Penta with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I'd love it.
I'm glad that he's in the match.
Awesome.
I'm glad that he's in the match, but like we were just talking about a guy like Karrion Kross. Like, here's the difference between a guy like Karrion Kross, Penta, and Andrade, right? Karrion Kross is an established character. People are interested. People are invested. People want to see a little bit more from him. Penta is at the level right now where people are happy where he is. He's in the mid card. He's fighting for the IC title. I'm good with Penta. Can I see him going up any further in the future? Hell yes, I can. Andrade is doing nothing at the minute on SmackDown apart from, hey, other guys who are also, used to be in and around the Latino world order. Like, you shouldn't be listening to that guy. Listen to me. I don't see him doing anything interesting for the next 6 months. I don't see Andrade doing anything at all that warrants him winning Money in the Bank. Someone that should be in Money in the Bank, however, the guy who just won the goddamn Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, why is he not in there? Sorry. Of course not. Mello won that.
I don't remember.
you've got Alistair Black, who's just come back. A guy who again fits the Karrion Kross narrative. Someone who is in the mid card, doesn't really need to be in the mid card because he's too good to be there, but doesn't really have an excuse to move up to that upper echelon at the minute. He's not in this match. Why is he not in this match? Hell, I'll even go with Santos Escobar. Why is Santos Escobar not in this match? A guy again who needs a little bit more of something to do because he's an interesting.
You want Santos Escobar in this match over Andrade? That's
yes.
get you kicked off
Yes, I do.
Yes.
100%.
What are you on about? I agree with Reese tenfold.
That is an outrageous take. That is outrageous.
Andrade is doing nothing for me at the minute. Santos Escobar is at least got something going on where he's trying to prove to Legado del Fantasma that he should lead by example. Yeah. What better way of leading by example than winning the Money in the Bank briefcase? Yeah?
And what's he going to do with it? Nothing? The crowd won't care?
I don't know, but that's the whole point of being like Money in the Bank. Like, it can elevate your career. Look at Damian Priest.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, here's someone else.
Santos Escobar are not comparable.
Here's someone else. You've got Penta in there. Why is Phoenix not in there?
Yeah, true. I think they want to keep the brothers away from each other as much as possible because of that AEW stuff, though. Maybe it was in the contract.
That noise.
Maybe it was in a contract agreement that they can't be teamed up together for like a year or some shit. We don't know.
Yeah, but they're not going to be teaming up if they're in a Money in the Bank match. They could just do cool shit together.
Anyway, yeah, let's get it done quick. So, who are you actually saying you think is winning?
El Grande Americano.
Oh,
yeah,
for goodness sake.
Van, are you saying the same?
El Grande Americano, brother.
Cool. I know you said you're gonna keep it short and sweet. So, who's winning?
Who I want to win is LA Knight, because if they don't pull the trigger on this man, people are not going to give a fuck. But who I think is going to win is Seth Rollins, and that's not because I'm a Glazer. It's because of how much attention's been put into this faction.
Yeah.
So
What am I writing, Seth?
just put Seth down. But I'm not happy with it because I don't think you can. That virality of the heist of the century moment, you can't recreate that. And I know that TKO are all about creating viral moments and doing all of that, and I don't think you can create virality again with that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, especially with the faction stuff that you said there, because this is, for me, that is like my go-to for Raw. Now that I'm watching Raw, it's like the only thing I like glued to right now is seeing Bronson, Rollins, and Breakker as their faction. So knowing they would have the briefcase adds to that storyline of we're the new generation. We're going to change the landscape of wrestling, especially with Seth holding the briefcase. But as you said, the only hindrance is you're giving it the guy that made the most iconic moment in wrestling history with the briefcase. So,
yeah, but also going into the briefcase real quickly, and this is one last thing I'll say on it, they're making such a big deal about the Raw after Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody winning it from SmackDown if they're making a big deal about this Gunther match.
Yeah,
because I think that's when you get the cash in.
Yeah.
And if it's Jay versus Gunther again, it'll be cashed in by somebody from Raw if they're making such a big deal out of it. Sorry, what were you saying, Van?
I think Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins is next year's WrestleMania main event. So I 100% could see a world where Seth wins and Braun wins the Royal Rumble down the road. I think Seth Rollins is one of the favorites for me, but I don't think you got a bad call there at all.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I don't want it to be him. I want it to be somebody else, but I just don't think it will be.
I get what you're saying because you want the new opportunity to LA Knight. Like as you said, they need to pull the trigger.
Well,
on this.
they've had the opportunity 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
this is the third time he's a part of it. I think if he doesn't get some form of moving up to the main event, people are going to turn on him, and it's not his fault. It's down to the booking, and it's exactly what's happening with Karrion Kross. People are going to turn on him because he's not getting the push that he deserves. But people are forgetting that there are actually other people that make the decisions instead of us. I think as wrestling fans, sometimes we think we know everything and we speculate too much and we say all the stuff that's not true, but we can't control it. We can give our thoughts and opinions and feelings about things, but at the end of the day, we can't control who they decide is going to win. So
100%, no, like 100%, and you've hit the nail on the head. Especially like a lot of what I've seen this week of we're allowed to be upset, we're allowed to be annoyed. Everyone is allowed a different opinion because I've seen so many contrasting about people's releases and how people are being booked and all that shit. End of the day, we don't have the final say. That's the company, and it's not the wrestlers' fault as well. Like seeing so many wrestlers talk about experiences they've recently had doesn't help the scenario as well. That the guy in the chair, the final say of everything going on, is hurting the fans once again because you're hurting the wrestlers, and we can visually see the wrestlers are pissed off with what's going on as well.
If I was to pick anyone who, because again, I'm saying El Grande just for the record. I don't give a shit about this match at all. I don't know why. It just doesn't excite me. But I can see a world where LA Knight wins, and I would like him to win.
Yeah,
I just don't see at the moment. I mean, a lot can happen in 6 months. I just don't see him challenging Cena and being successful at the minute. He sure ain't challenging Jay. So I don't know if anything happens. Does LA Knight hold the briefcase for nearly a year? I don't know.
I just don't see them ever positioning LA Knight to be anywhere to be more of a serious champion than Jey Uso in terms of credibility.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to throw it out there. Mine is LA Knight, and the reason I'm saying LA Knight is the history between him and Cena. I genuinely think there could be the shock factor of, LA Knight took it from Cena because of how Cena's ruined wrestling. There's only one person that can save it, and one person that Cena would underestimate because it's like, LA Knight wouldn't go for me. Me and him were cool. Like, he wouldn't do that. That's the only cling to hope I have. That if they do LA Knight, that's the direction they can go.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if that's even possible anymore. But I'm still going to say LA Knight. That's my hand on my heart. I can't pick anyone else. But I can see what you lot are saying. Cause absolute chaos with comedic value of an El Grande pick. I don't want that. But that's me. G, wrap us up. Who are you saying?
Or LA Knight.
So you're still adamant, same as me. You're saying LA Knight, same reasoning. Me and Courtney have said they need to pull the trigger on the guy. Yeah, it's like the card's still going to be fun. There's going to be really good matches in this. I think a lot of our frustration has come from the releasing people, the way people have gone into these qualifying matches, and certain people we really hoped would be in the Money in the Bank have been forgotten about or didn't even get qualifying opportunities. Because, as I said, I think Kairi Sane should have been in the match. I think Karrion Kross definitely should have. Sami Zayn would have been an interesting one at least. And I feel like having certain people that have only just been fresh called up when people have been sat there waiting for opportunities doesn't look great. It just doesn't fill you with hope. But they're gonna capitalize on the fresh new talent that's been signed because they're the hot attractions and they're making the most money now off those people. So it is what it is. But yeah, anything else? Anyone got any other final thoughts? Anything else they want to shout out wrestling wise?
I'm just super excited for them to put Morgan and Morgan logos on every single steel chair. Honestly, that's what I'm super excited for that.
Well, also, when you think about it too, if we've now got Slim Jim marketing on the tables, just think about how many times they're going to tell us they're going to snap into a Slim Jim, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my energy drink with me when I watch it back, and I'm gonna take a drink every single time there is a commercial. Because that's why there's only 4 matches on the card. There's going to be like an hour with
so many ads.
So.
Yeah,
oh my God, Andrade snapped through a Slim Jim table. Oh my God.
So I saw a really interesting tweet that I wanted to bring up here. It makes me laugh that so many people are like, WWE is one of the first ever wrestling companies to put their promotions all over the ring, and it looks tacky and horrible. New Japan has done that for 15 years.
I don't care about that.
I don't care. I don't understand why people are so butthurt about it.
It makes me laugh. I'm like, they're not the first wrestling company to do that. Japan has done that for literal years.
Extremely distasteful to announce a 17-year veteran will not be getting their contract renewed, and then announce a Slim Jim table announcement the next day.
Yeah, no, I hated that. Yeah, I hated that. I also think it's really disrespectful as well that certain people are already getting their contracts talked about, like they've only got a few months left, and WWE hasn't even organized meetings with them. Like
if they release The Miz, I will be so annoyed.
I won't lie.
The Miz has removed all his stuff, and Gunther has also removed all his stuff.
I'm just going to wait until things come out. I'm not speculating anymore. I'm not giving it my mental fortitude.
I also think it's not great and not a very good visual aid if you're telling me 2 of your NXT wrestlers came out speaking about how they were body shamed and openly bullied, and there wasn't a statement saying we'd investigate this and we don't tolerate this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially when they are 2 of the biggest fan favorite names. You're telling me that they went through hell and back, and you guys aren't going to be like, look, we don't stand that. We will investigate and look into this. That's ridiculous to me. That actually breaks my mind. Especially seeing as one of them nearly died. Just putting that out there.
Yeah. I mean, to go like back to the shout-outs and I mean, I'm excited for Worlds Collide. Definitely. The Fatal 4-Way match, I think, is going to be really interesting. I cannot wait to see Laredo Kid hit it off with Javon Evans, dude. That's
what I'm saying. Javon Evans and Laredo Kid is going to be so awesome to see.
Yeah.
You slap a little bit of Rey Fenix in there, and then you get the most non-luchador, but also very springy boy in Ethan Page. I think is absolutely great.
I'm quite interested because I've never watched like anything AAA have ever done. So this is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've never seen like a proper traditional Lucha Libre, so it's going to be fun for you to get to watch some of that style and see Lucha Libre like on the forefront, because AAA is like one of the biggest names to do Lucha Libre other than CMLL. So it's
I'm
really
excited to see Elise in a match. I love her. I think she's good.
Yeah. I really like that we've got Vakor and Lola Vice also teaming up.
Yeah.
That's a very nice.
That 6-man as well is going to be good. Is it still a 6-man with Joaquin being injured? Or?
Yeah. They've changed it to, is it Cruz del Toro, which is his tag partner?
Okay, nice. Yeah. That'll be good.
So Joaquin's out, Cruz is in. So someone from LWO is still representing him.
Don't ask me to give the names of the people who they're facing, because I will not be able to.
The only one I know is Psycho Clown and what's the other one? There's another one where he's
something
like,
Junior, right? Something Junior.
Yeah. Atlantis Junior. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's some really cool names. Like in Lucha Libre history, there's some absolute really cool names in Worlds Collide, and I'm glad Worlds Collide is getting this. Also, massive shout out to the stuff that's going on with New Japan Pro Wrestling. If you guys hadn't seen, obviously the Best of the Super Juniors has just recently finished, and it was a really awesome card altogether. Nick Wayne really showed up and really put New Japan on the map, and really cool things in AEW. Yeah, and really cool things in AEW. Tekla debuted, had her first in-ring match. I love Toxic Spider.
Baby.
And I was going to say, and the return of the most awesome Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist in Tay Melo. She's back in AEW. And
nice.
I'm just happy. I'm like, AEW is doing some good stuff. I'm happy with that.
Shout out to Mariah May debuting in NXT.
Yeah, and I was going to say, to finish up, arguably one of the coolest NXT debuts, one that was very unexpected for a lot of people because she quietly left AEW to go over. Shout out Mariah May. Interesting to see if you keep your normal name or if
Mariah
you're going to change it.
it.
Everyone's making these jokes of
And
being
then
like,
Matteo.
yeah, it's like, don't even get me started on JC Mateo.
She's gonna be that's what she's gonna be called. She's gonna be called MM Mateo.
Yeah, Mateo.
Now I keep seeing everyone put like Mariah April and Mariah July and stuff like that.
Oh, great!
It's gonna be every other month
Mariah
except
March.
May. Yeah, Mariah
Yeah.
March. Yeah. No, it's just gonna be Mariah Monthly. Each month she's gonna change her last name.
Mariah Monthly. That'd be a
I
great
won't
name.
lie, that they could actually pull off a really cool like Tony Storm vibe character with that if they wanted to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like, well, this is what I'm saying. They've already showed she's doing like the glamorous, and she's going to be like the whole roster got more glamour. Why do you not do like a monthly glamour? This is my theme for the month.
Yeah.
Like a fashion week, but it's each month with her. I think that's something they could do, which would be really cool.
I just want to say something else, by the way. Like talking about that segment with Mariah May. Fair play to JC Jane. She had a lot on her shoulders coming out like this week on NXT. Like all the talk that's been said about JC Jane, she did a good promo, and she like stepped up to the occasion, and she looked like she belonged with that title. And I honestly didn't think she was going to be able to do that.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I was in the aspect of I wasn't massively a fan that she won the championship. I understand why, because of the talent that was getting called up and Evolution, Money in the Bank, and all of that coming through. But I'm the same as you. Even though I'm not a fan, I respect the work. I respect the hustle she's doing.
Yeah.
And she made it work for it in that ring, especially with who was calling her out, who was stood around her. She still stayed dominant. I went, all right, you lot want to come for me? Let's do it.
Yeah, I love the little promo she did on Instagram as well, where she was like saying, yeah, that was great. Like, I think she's like really stepped it up. Don't get me wrong. I think she is going to be a transitional champion.
Yeah.
They wanted to keep Stephanie strong, so they had her win in such a messed up way, and then have the next star beat JC, like a Jada Parker, like a Mariah May, someone like that. But I'm excited to see what's going to be happening on NXT, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, it all round is going to be very interesting in the next few weeks. Hopefully, we can try and keep up with wrestling because they are just producing so much content for us. But we all try our best. And with that, Reese, do you want to wrap us up the best way you normally do?
Yeah, I can do. Van, do you want to shout yourself out? Plug yourself before I do.
Yeah, I can do that. So I have a new song called Bermuda that is out right now on your favorite streaming platform. Hope you guys enjoy it. You can follow me at VanVleet WWE or official VanVleet on whatever platform you want if you want my music stuff or if you just want my wrestling stuff. And shout out to these awesome people here for having me. I love doing this whenever I get to. And yeah, I think that's it.
Heck yeah,
Shout out to you too, man. You're one of our favorite guests. We love having you on here. Obviously, go check out Bermuda. I think this week is going to be an interesting week, just to say the least. Like shout out to Worlds Collide, shout out to Money in the Bank, shout out every piece of wrestling content. If you're not burnt out, look forward to it. That's coming this week. I know it was a little bit negative for the last match, but we're all wrestling fans at the end of the day. We have these peaks and valleys we go through. But if you want to see more of our opinions, make sure you stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you never miss a video. Like the video if you did by clicking that thumbs up button. Go follow us on TikTok, X/Twitter, and Instagram at Outcasted OC. Stay tuned for exclusive content on those platforms. But for now, guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. Hope you cash in on a great weekend. Watch some good wrestling, and peace out.
Bye.
Seattle.